We're at part 5 of our Sabbath teaching today. I'm Joey Heflin, Light of Yeshua Ministries. This is Tony Stegall. And we're just giving you more evidence that the seventh day, Saturday, which was ordained by Yahweh, our Creator, is the Sabbath day. It was never changed. He wasn't a stupid God that made mistakes where he had to change them. And his Son wasn't stupid. His Son was the living Word become flesh and tabernacled amongst us. Okay, so there was no mistakes and there are no idle words in the Bible, period. None, zero. There are no contradictions in the Bible, and we're going to prove this. It's crazy to think that your Creator of the universe made mistakes where he had to go back and change them and just do a lot of rechanging things and making new commandments and new laws and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to read you the 4th commandment. Obviously, everybody seems to think that the 10 commandments are still valid. None of the 10 commandments are done away with. But the 4th commandment is about the Sabbath. And it says in Deuteronomy 5:12, keep the Sabbath day. It was common knowledge Sabbath day was Saturday, the 7th day. It says keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it. Now sanctify is important. It means set it apart.
Set it apart.
Make it different.
Yes. Not to make it common.
Not common. Completely different. Sanctify as Yahweh, your Creator, has commanded you. In 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy Elohim. In it you shall not do any work. Any means any, wherever you go. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor your ox, nor your donkey, or any cattle, even your animals. I mean, there's no filler material here. If he said don't do it, if he said don't make your animals work, it means don't even make your animals work. And then it goes on to say, nor the stranger that is within your gates. Well, it already said manservant, maidservant. Now it's like your guest, the stranger that comes in within your gates. And it also, stranger is another word in the Bible for Gentile.
Yes.
So even the Gentiles that come to you are, when they're grafted into you and they want your God to be their God, it says they need to keep the same commandments.
Yes.
They don't have different commandments. It's one law for all. So it says right here, the stranger that is within thy gates, that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as you. And remember that thou was a servant in the land of Egypt, because Egypt means bondage. Mitzrayim, double bondage. Okay? Egypt, and that Yahweh your Elohim brought you out of hence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore Yahweh your Elohim commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. And that is so important. As a matter of fact, the first commandment says, I am Yahweh, not Buddha, not Mithra, or any other god. I am Yahweh. I brought you out of Egypt with an outstretched arm. Have no other gods before me. And why would he say that? Because there were other gods. And guess what day their Sabbath was? Every day but the 7th day.
Yes.
So that's why it's important. He's trying to establish who he is and who his people are. So if we are his people, we're going to keep his day, not another man's day. We're going to keep our Creator's Sabbath, which is the 7th day Sabbath.
Mainly the other deity's Sabbath was, so-called Sabbath was Sunday.
The main one, Sun Day, the day of sun.
The day of sun, sun worship.
Sol Invictus Mithra.
And that's where even you get the halo that shows this Greek Jesus wearing a Greek toga and a halo around it. It's from sun worship.
Representing the sun.
Yeah.
So if you see a picture of the Messiah with a halo or a sun nimbus behind his head, it's probably just a Greek picture that they're calling Jesus.
Yeshua was Hebrew. He was from the tribe of Judah. He would not have been wearing a toga a Greek toga, and he didn't surely didn't have a halo, a sun worship halo behind his head.
Right.
He had, more than likely, was wearing tzitzit.
I'm gonna go get my tallit real quick too.
Tzitzit and a prayer shawl. And Joey's fixing to get one right now. This is a prayer shawl.
All right. And this is probably about. Let me put on my costume and play the role here. All right, guys, you're gonna like this.
But this is what you would probably seen Yeshua if you passed him in the street.
He was probably looking about like this. Oh, let me take my glasses.
And again,
he didn't have glasses.
On four corners of the garment.
This is
that's what the woman grabbed.
The wings.
The wings
of the garment. The healing in the wings. And it's a white threads. This is Numbers 15:38 talks about this. And it's white threads with it don't have to be white, but it says threads with a remnant of blue running through it. Now the blue is a commandment.
That's right.
So here's our seat, or the hem of the garment, if you will.
Yes.
Hem of the garment, and this is what the lady with the issue of blood,
she
grabbed.
Because she knew Scripture, she studied Torah, and she knew that it said that the Messiah comes with healing in his wings.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
And I believe he also wrapped that one young girl up in his tallit and prayed for her and healed her. So it was common knowledge back then, if the Messiah was to come, he would have healing in his wings. And it was just common knowledge. So the people that had faith would do stuff like that woman with the issue of blood, put her life in jeopardy to go inside the camp.
Yes, which she was not allowed to.
Crawl on her knees, her hands and knees, and get up close enough to the Messiah to grab this, because she knew if she could just get that, her faith was so strong that he was a Messiah, she could just touch that, boom, she was healed. And she was. Alright, so these people were not idiots. They wasn't lazy Christians. They knew the word, they knew what the Torah said, and they acted on it.
And by that,
she had nothing to lose.
She knew he was the Messiah.
She had nothing to lose. If he wasn't the Messiah, she was a dead woman. She was going to die anyway. But if he was the Messiah, she was saved.
That's right.
You know?
And the point behind this is he wasn't walking with a Greek toga. He was dressed as a Jew. He came from the tribe of Judah. He kept the Sabbath. He taught to keep the Sabbath. And most people say, well, you know, this is for the Jews. This is for the Hebrews. This is for the Israel. And we've already touched on that in Galatians 3:29. If you are of Messiah, you are the seed of Abraham. The seed of Abraham.
That's right. We got 2 minutes. Let's just hit that one real quick.
Okay, here's one quick. This is a scripture here. This is in Isaiah 66:22.
Last day prophecy.
And it shall be from one new moon to another, and from one Shabbat to another, all flesh shall come to worship before me, declares Yahweh. That is an end time prophecy.
It's a last day end time prophecy.
We do it now. We keep the new moon and the Sabbath. And we choose to, but everybody who has covenant with Yeshua is going to do this.
Do it now or do it later, but you will do it.